What up? Better put the hat back on. Got that bed head look going on. What's up, guys? Back in the house again. Today we got the 57 up in here. Phil was able to come bring it and drop it off. We're going to be doing some door gaps. There's a few things we got to fix here, like these bed corners. They're not done very well. You know, like look, he's got a hard line and then all this Bondo in here that needs to be sanded out and cleaned up. You know, everything just needs to be perfect. This one's gonna be perfect. So that's where we're at, guys. Not too worried about the bed right now. My main concern at this point is gonna be the door gaps. So these doors, they're lined up. Body lines are good. Body lines are good. Body lines are good. Doors open. Doors closed. They close pretty decent. They actually close really good. So I'm just going to work on gaps. I'm going to gap this truck out. Get this stuff all flushed out here. All these tight spots, you know, the drill. Look at how tight that is right there. You know, we got a lot of tuning to do, but we're going to get that fixed up. Clean up this drip rail. It's all banged up. Everything else is pretty good. He's gonna buy these for me, the corners, and I'm going to slap the new ones on it. And then, I mean, even then, we can probably still gap this fender with those because it's not like that back part hasn't moved. So we'll gap these fenders and make sure that they fit right. Everything's gonna look good. Got some shims. This little body mounts in here need to be cleaned up. We're gonna take this piece off the dash, this lip. He wants to chrome that. He started sanding this down to the metal for me. So there's a few little dings here and there that I'm gonna pull out. Everything's pretty clean on this truck though. I mean, we're gonna paint pretty much everything, firewall, all that stuff. But for starters, what we're gonna do, guys, like I said, is we're gonna work on the door gaps. Once the door gaps are cherry, he's gonna, well, once the door gaps are cherry, what I need to do is, I need to paint the inside of the cab. So I think I might jam it, and I need to paint the whole inside of this cab. We're gonna probably paint the floors. I don't know what, I think we're just rhino lining them or pour 15 or something, I'm not sure. But basically my deal is I'm painting the bottom half of this dash like a cream color. I think it's like I can't remember the color that he said. It's like an off-white cream, and then this top part is gonna be like an Aztec or a pagan or a Mayan gold flake up here. And then the rest of the cab on the inside, all in here, is going to get painted. But those little lines right there, which are these ones here, these ones right here, let me see here. Yeah, this line and this one, he doesn't want that. So I'm going to have to weld some of this here, tack it. And then the rest of that line, we're just going to smooth it out. That way it's, we can just pretty much mold it, I guess you can say, and make it nice and smooth. And the same with those front ones. He wants those molded. So I'm going to buzz some real light tacks in there and smooth it out, and then we'll just lightly skim it. We'll get that all done. So we got a little bit of work. I'm going to knock out the bodywork on the tailgate right away. But before he takes the truck, what I'm gonna do is, before he takes the truck, I'm gonna go ahead and pop the bed off of it and the front clip, because we are gonna paint the firewall too. I forgot about that. We gotta paint the firewall. So on this job, it's the firewall, the inside of the cab, the dash, and the top. We're gonna paint all that, and then he's gonna take the cab with the frame, and I'm gonna keep the front fenders. Basically, I'm keeping the front clip with all the parts and the bed. And then from there, I'm gonna fine tune the hood, the front clip, the fenders, fix those pieces, and then we can define the bed and get that all ready to go. That way when he does bring it back with the engine in it, ready to go with the seat and stuff, at least from that point, I can spray the whole back of the cab, the rest of the cab, put the front clip back on it, because I'm going to paint everything else. We'll put the front clip back on it, and then we'll paint the whole, pretty much the rest of the truck. So as long as it's nothing crazy, then I would like to just paint it all together. But if not, if I got to paint it all separate, that's fine. I'm not sure what the color is he's going to go with. I think he said it's like a cream color, honestly. I think it's like an off-white creamish color. Is what color we're going to paint this truck with, that gold top, gold dash. Yeah. So if it's a solid, cool. If it's metallic, you know, I would rather paint it all together. But I mean, I guess I don't have to, but I just prefer to, I guess. But we'll see. So anyways, I'm going to get some work done on this thing. I'll kick you guys back on here in a minute. Alright guys, so we've been at it here for a few days. Cheers. And it's been a lot of work. So I had to skim those things full because they were so wavy. I blocked them out, didn't like it, so I skimmed them completely. Then we blocked those out. This door's done. This door is straight as can be. It is done. It just needs to be primered one more time and reblocked, and we're good to go. All my gaps came out pretty decent. All up in here, there's plenty of room for paint. Everything is straight. Everything's good to go. Just got to finish off that rocker. We got a couple on the cowl, a couple on the hood. I had some extra mud left over, so I just did it right away. Yeah, a couple of the same spots here on the cowl. This door's pretty much ready to go. All I need to do is block these out, one up on top, and then I'm going to guide coat it one more time and block it with 180, and then it'll be ready for its second round of primer. But for right now, guys, I'll kick you back on here in a little bit when I get some more stuff done. Cool. Little update. Blocked out a few more areas, found a few more little dents on the trim. Couple things here. Dashboard got sanded. There's some little dents in it here from it being smoothed out. We just need to, everything circled, we need to figure it out. Were fixed. They were welded shut, grinded flat, bondoed. I just have not finished in here because I didn't have the right spreaders for this. I have the metal spreader, so I went and bought me some plastic ones for this. That way we can get those bends a little better. But in here, I pretty much was able to mold all this so it's all uniform. And then next we got to start working on this. We got to clean these up, both sides, door jambs. The gaps are good and clean. I was able to skim those. I need to sand that piece off, just the overfill. But other than that, right now, guys, that's a stopping point for me for a little bit. I skimmed that piece. I had to hammer some of that out. I had to do some work here. A little bit here, still a little low. I need to put some more. Right here, still a little bit wavy, but I think I might be able to block that out. I got some of this stuff in the jam smoothed out. I got to sand it out, block some more of this. Got the rest of the dash done. We're just about getting close to being done inside this cab. So I'm gonna kick you guys back on here in a little bit. Yeah, these panels are rough. That one still needs a lot. I went over it last night, guys, with the red pen. Little things that I needed to fix. It's not too shabby. I mean, it came out pretty clean. Roof up there. All the jams. These need a little bit more work, not too bad. But there's a few little dings here. The dash is pretty cherry. Up in here, there's a few little minor imperfections. I'm just gonna need to do some spot priming up in there. But yeah, we had to drop the steering column, take the brake booster back off. You know, there's little things like little pinholes here. You know, a couple little pinholes here, down in these little corners in these valleys. Looks good to me. It's coming together. Truck came out good. So here we are so far. Dash came out really sweet. Top came out really good. Now it's time to pound some flake. This already has a lot of metallic in it, but it's gonna look really nice once I pound some flake in there. Alright guys, we've been doing some fender work today. So far I cut out the old piece, put the brace in it, and now we're just aligning the fender now to make sure everything fits before I tack it in place. Let me show you where we're at. So we got our body line pretty good. The gap is gonna need some work, but we got it at least consistent. And then right here we were having some issues, but I got it all in. So now I have these, I don't even know what you call those, kind of like clinkos, I guess, somewhat similar. I'm gonna go ahead and tack this in place, and at least now it's gonna be pretty decent here, going back and forth. It's gonna need some body work, of course, but at least it's close. So that's where we're gonna be at. So Alright, now the grinding process. Alright guys, so pretty much where we're at now, we got everything on. Tailgate did not fit right, it was bent to hell. So we unbent it to hell, and we ratchet strapped it until this sat flush. I gapped it a little bit better, got that to work, and then when we got to this side closed better. But the problem that we had with it, even though it closed flush here, this had a huge bulge in it. So I had to make some relief cuts to flush it out and pound it flat. We're gonna weld it, and then we'll body work that in here in a little bit. Then we'll start the body work on this tailgate. But other than that, opens, closes, good to go. I gave some space in that little area in there with this bar. I got to finish welding that in, and that's it. We're gonna clean up this tailgate the best we can. More likely on the outside than the inside, because on the inside, I mean, we're gonna clean it up, but it's pretty banged up in there. I was uploading videos, so I didn't have a chance to pull it back in. So, got the bed in, got it all welded in. I just welded it like 2 or 3 inches every so often, all the way around. It's fairly solid. I decided to add the strip. I'm not done welding it yet. I just got tired. My back started hurting from welding. So I still need to weld this piece, little pieces here, and then weld this piece to the bed. And then here's been okay. I got a little bulge over here that's bugging me. So I'm going to relief cut it, push it back down, smack it down, and re-weld it. I still need to weld that corner. And then all in here was so unlevel where all the bolt holes were and all that. The metal is so thick. Well, it's not that the metal's thick. There's a lot of Bondo on this from where it was already sanded. And I did not want to start smacking it with a hammer to try to straighten it out, because then I'm going to be fixing everything that falls off of this thing. Because I don't know what the hell's under it. All I know is that on that side there was a lot of mud on the inside of this bed, and I'm not going to be fixing cracked mud. So I skimmed the parts that needed to be skimmed. I'm going to reprime it all anyway, and then I'm going to put Raptor liner. But out here is pretty good. I need to clean this up because my welds, of course, penetration went through there. So I need to clean that up a little bit. Drill out the holes that the Bondo came out through while I was putting it together. But other than that, guys, it's pretty close. So anyways, we're back at it, and here it is, guys. So I did some metal fab. I got dust all over my camera. I did a lot of metal fab. I got it in here. I don't really care for the look of it much, but it's not gonna look bad. The bezels fit in this thing perfect. You know, there's the metal finish. I did all metal finish. You can see it poking through. All in here. I made a little panel that goes in there. I did skim it, you know, pretty good and block it flat down. You can see it's not too thick there, but I skimmed all in here too, or some of the welds I cleaned up. These things round. They kind of round and then go down. This is the way these are gonna be. I'm not gonna round them anymore. I might round the edge a little bit more, but I'm not sure. I got them as close as possible, and you know, width wise they're pretty similar. It was there's some stuff on it that's a little different, you know, than what I expected, but you know, unless you're like a lizard, you can't look at both of them at the same time. But it's gonna work, guys. I mean, it is what it is. You know, these things were very bad, and I mean, either we got new fenders or we redid something here that would have costed so much more money for Phil, and it would have taken him so much more time. So it would have taken me so much more time to get this back to him, I should say. So this is what ended up with, and this is what we're going to do. This is what we're dealing with. All right, fellas. All right. Here it is, boys. I laid out that rocker top and all the jam. Came out all chingón, ese. Came out really good. I just dusted paint on here. I just put some color on it. It's not gonna matter. You can't see that shit anyway. But here it is, watch. Look at that. Boom. Firewall's ready to roll. Everything looks good. Finally, boys, finally got this tailgate cleaned up and sanded and painted, and it laid out wicked, dude. Look at this. I'm excited. It came out very good. Paint day, finally, for the second time. 2-time in Turkey, strikes again. So, alright guys, I finished the chassis. Got that all out of my hair, moved it into the backyard so I don't get no overspray on it, and here we go. I am fully scuffed down. I wet sanded this puppy with 400 originally. I scuffed it down afterward. I already spot painted and blended the areas that needed to be fixed, and then scuffed those down this morning, wiped it down, tacked it down, wiped it down again, tacked it down again, and we're off. Some of those are a little light, the color, but I think it's just from the way I blended it, I guess. I don't know. But hopefully when I lay this color down, it'll all be the same color. Other than that, guys, we're ready to go. Turn off that. Here we go. This is it. did it, and it's done, and it came out perfect. So I went over with the light. I didn't have any weird spots. I didn't have anything, dark spots, that, you know, all the stuff that can possibly go wrong. So far it looks good. As far as it looks right now, it looks like it's gonna match. I sprayed it the same way, exact same amount of coats. It is a lot lighter gold. It's not that that autumnish, it's like a slight gold orange with the other color. So here it is, guys. Let me turn on the better light. I spilled reducer all over my floor, and I keep mopping it, and I just keep walking all over. Sounds like hell. All right, here we go. Here it is. Here it is. Boom. Clean, dude. Clean. I went over it, I drop coated everything, made sure everything was okay. I made sure we didn't have any weird light spots. So far everything came out really nice, really smooth, really flat. No dark spots from like overlapping or anything like that. I made sure I blended every little piece in. Fenders are still wet. I sprayed these last, so they're still flashing big time. They're real shiny. Very shiny. Yeah, they still got a flash, but yeah, I mean, look at this, guys. Good morning, fellas. So me and cousin Bobo are out here today, and today is truck reveal day. We have been busting our ass trying to put this sucker together, so here we go. We got it all painted. Inner fender wells redone. There she is, boys. Here we go. We're gonna pull it out and take a good look at it. Hopefully everything looks good and everything works out. And hopefully Phil comes and gets this thing today, so I can start cleaning my shop and get my 40 done. Here we go.
Straight to your left, right there.
I don't know if we can push it back up the hill, can we? I think it's gonna pass. We did the frame, painted the frame black again, and the firewall, and under the hood, the radiator support, we resprayed the hood hinges again, and re-cleared them because they had overspray on them, and I was messing with it. I couldn't get the overspray off the right way. I ended up burning through it, so I just ended up redoing it. So guys, I'm happy enough for let it go. So this one took me about 9 months.